Hey guys, Ian through the Rad Company, and in today's exciting video, we're showing you the easiest way to protect your vehicle. Let's do it. So in front of me, I have 3 products from Koch Chemie that will do exactly that. First and foremost, we have Koch Chemie's Viral Protector Wax. This is a very popular product and has been a very popular product on TikTok. People love the way that this product works. So this is going to be a foam applied product that is going to go on after your wash and then rinsed off. Has this really cool sizzling effect. The hydrophobic behavior is fantastic. It adds a bit of gloss to it. And in terms of durability, we're about 3 months of durability out of one application of protector wax. Next up, we have Ceramic Effect Shampoo. Now this is a newer product from Koch Chemie, and when they developed it, the chemists made the product and they were like, oh wow, it has some type of ceramic effect to it. So we're going to call it Ceramic Effect Shampoo. Now this is going to be a hand applied shampoo that not only cleans but leaves behind some great protection as well. And so this is kind of an all-in-one clean and protect, and it is rated for about 3 months, but obviously requires you to go in and physically agitate the panel by hand. So that's going to be Ceramic Effect Shampoo. And then lastly, SO03, a fan favorite. This is going to be a heavier hitting version than Protector Wax. So Protector Wax is going to be carnauba based. SO03 is going to be sealant based. So this is going to have some much longer term durability. We're seeing anywhere from 6 months, even up to 9 months, depending on the application, of course, all the conditions. And that should really be said about all 3 products here. The overall longevity and durability of all 3 of these is really going to depend on your conditions, the application, how clean the paint is, and is the paint contaminated, and so on and so on. But in a perfect world where you have a perfectly clean car that has been decontaminated and has been well maintained, then these should last several months at least. With that said, we have a very dirty car in front of us right here. So first things first, we're going to go through and actually clean the car off first with Koch Chemie GSF, which is going to be their gentle snow foam. We're going to foam it up. We are going to bucket wash with gentle snow foam just to get it nice and clean. And then we're going to compare all 3 of these different protection products there after the vehicle has been cleaned. And we're going to see what the water behavior actually looks like. So let's freaking do this. So we just finished up with the wash with Koch Chemie GSF. I had Carson jump in and help me out with the process. This car, for the most part, doesn't really have any protection on it. It is contaminated, but it is a good example of a daily driver, and that's why we picked it, right? Many people are not going to go through the full decon processes and all this stuff in a fast and easy way to protect their car. So with that said, we're going to leave this as is, and whatever water behavior, whatever protection that we get is what we get. Now, this is a process that we wash the car first, and now we're going to be going through with a secondary process. Well, this isn't as fast as a wash and wax, right? A wash and wax traditional soap, where you should hopefully have some protection left behind. Well, traditional wash and wax soaps, for the most part, the protection left behind is very minimal. Usually it just gets you into the next wash, and usually the water behavior is pretty much non-existent, right? There's a little bit of wax in a wash and wax soap. So still the main emphasis in a wash and wax is going to be the cleaning power with just a little bit of something left behind. But truthfully,
you gotta keep them separated
to get the best of both worlds, right? So having a good soap that's going to do a good job with cleaning and lubrication, and then follow up with a good protection. What makes these different is that these are really fast and easy protection products to apply. First up here, we have Protector Wax with this nice little doohickey here that helps us measure how much product we are applying. Now with Protector Wax, a little goes a long way. Protector Wax was actually designed for car wash tunnels before it came here to the US for all of you guys to enjoy. So needless to say, it is very, very concentrated. So for this, I'm going to take my foam cannon and I'm going to go ahead and fill this up with some water. This foam cannon is roughly like 1,000 milliliters, you know, all the way to the full mark. We'll go almost up to the full mark and probably call it good. There's a couple different ways to apply Protector Wax, and I should probably note that too. The foam cannon is one way. You can do it this way. You can also put it into just a trigger sprayer, and you can apply it that way if you want to, just diluted with water. You could also put it into an IK foamer, right, and foam it on that way. So you could have everything separated if you want to. We've been putting it through the foam cannon just because it puts on a really good show and we get a really good coverage, but it really is up to you. So anyways, we have about 1,000 milliliters of water in here. I'm just going off of a pretty just basic dilution. You could also cut this in half to 500 milliliters if you want to do that. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to give it about 10 to 15 mils. That's kind of my sweet spot. What I found puts on a good show, but also leaves behind some decent protection. It actually requires, I think, a little bit less than that, but it's kind of the sweet spot here. So for 10 to 15 mils, we're going to go ahead and squeeze our little funnel, bring this up, and I'm going to go, yeah, there's like 14 or something right there. I'm going to call that good. So then we're going to take this, put our foam cannon lid on, and we are now ready to apply this. Now, protector wax does need to be applied to a clean vehicle. So this is the perfect stage right here. We've cleaned the vehicle, we've rinsed it off, and there's just some residual water left on the surface, but you obviously noted the water behavior beforehand. So now it's time to foam this on, and then once we rinse it, you'll see some much better water behavior. Test subject here is the rear door and the rear quarter panel. Then next to that, we'll probably throw in maybe SO03, then in front of that, maybe ceramic Effect Shampoo. Maybe do a comparable. The biggest thing I don't want is to get overspray onto an adjacent panel that we're also testing, right? I don't want to be mixing up my results. So we'll just kind of focus on this section here for protector wax. So going ahead and foaming this. So I think that's pretty good coverage. That was probably way more than I needed to do. I could probably just do one quick pass, but I kind of wanted to see if it would build up. Now, right off the bat, can you hear that? The sizzling effect. So I don't know what it is in protector wax that does that, but it gives off this really cool like sizzling sound. It's quite nice. But immediately, right when we started spraying this, these areas of the car that still had a little bit of protection left from maybe like a coating left over from years ago, you can see that was kind of just reinvigorated. We're seeing some awesome beading behavior up top here, but everywhere where it was kind of stagnant and stale, like all this lower area here, that foam is sticking around, really kind of trying to leave some protection behind, and we will see how it looks here in just a minute once we rinse it. Protector wax has been on here for a few minutes now, and it really doesn't need more than a few minutes to set up. And so usually by the time you make your way around foaming the entire car, you can usually start rinsing where you started. You start to see some beads build up in the areas that were kind of, really dull and really flat. So that's probably your sign. If you do this out in direct sunlight, don't let it dry on the surface. Rinse it off immediately after you're done. But for the most part, if you're in ideal conditions, you can let it sit for a few minutes. It's not a big deal. So let's go ahead and rinse it and see what happens. Woo! Look at that. Oh, yeah. There we go. Right. So the previously flat area, I think there's an improvement there. It's not holding onto water as much. The top area here looks amazing. The beading behavior is fantastic. But what I'm curious about here, if we were to take a little bit of clay and just clay that. So I'll refoam this with some protector wax, get some lubrication on the surface, take an ultra clay bar, go through, give it a quick scrub, and then rinse it. What's that going to look like? So let's test that. Is protector wax a clay lube? Probably not, but we're going to test this and just see what happens. All right, so we're going to come right here. Actually, ooh, that's slick. And the sizzling, right when you agitate it, it like sizzles even more. That's very interesting. That's a fail. It's still sheeting the water. It's still getting rid of it. I'm just not getting any good water behavior here. But it doesn't make any sense because this is no longer clogged. This is feeling nice and smooth. Maybe we foam it again because I didn't let it set up. This seems to be clinging on better, which tells me I think it's doing something more. It's sizzling quite a bit more. Let's go and rinse this. So the water is sheeting significantly faster on the protector wax side. This is just not even moving. I think we had some residual protector wax that got up into there. So interesting. Well, it is dispersing the water. This is a dry panel now, but we're getting beading up top here, kind of a sheeting effect down below. Interesting, but for the most part, I would say that this is protected. We obviously have shot it several different times. tried out a clay lube to see what that would work like with protector wax. It did feel okay, honestly, so wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to do. But yeah, I think we have kind of our results here. I think it's decent. I think it's fast, it's easy, it smells good. Love the sizzling effect. This looks great up here. This is sheeting down here. No idea why. Overall, a great product, right? It's fast, it's easy, requires literally barely anything to do what it's intended to do. Smells nice, love the sizzle effect, and so yeah, I signs it off for me. So let's go ahead and grab Ceramic Effect Shampoo and try that next. So let's do this. So the hood here has something on it. Nothing crazy. Up here is pretty dead. Like you can see how flat that is up there. But back there, we are getting a little bit of some beading here. So needless to say, we're going to kind of focus on up front here, and then the front bumper. There's nothing. This is deathly flat. Like it is just holding on to so much water, it's not even funny. So this will kind of be our main thing. It's going to be focusing on the bumper, frontmost part of the hood, grill, and we're going to see if this works out pretty well. Which should actually, because Ceramic Effect Shampoo has really good coverage. Again, it's hand applied. It's meant to be for a bucket wash. It's not really meant for a foam cannon. We put it in a foam cannon, doesn't show. It's not a good show. Bucket wash is where it shines most. So this way we can actually take our mitt, go through, get into all the nooks and crannies, really apply it, and I think that'll give us a really good effect. And then, yeah, we'll see how this compares to protector wax and then, of course, SO3. So let's grab the bucket, let's mix this up, and do a wash. Ceramic Effect Shampoo. The dilution is 50 milliliters to about 10 liters of water. Now we have about 5 gallons in here, so just doing some simple math, there's about 3 liters in a gallon, give or take. So by 5, we have about 15 liters of water in here. So instead of taking the 50, I'll probably bump it up to, what do you think? 75, 80 milliliters? I think that's kind of the sweet spot. So we're going to go ahead and take our little measuring cup here, pour in our Ceramic Effect Shampoo. Again, kind of going for that 75, 80-ish. That sounds about right. And we're going to go ahead and pour this in. Ooh, and that does look cool. Nice fluorescent color. Smells quite nice. And we are ready to do our wash. So taking our wash mitt here in our Ceramic Effect Shampoo. And the nice part about Ceramic Effect Shampoo that this does have some light cleaning ability. So what you could do is if you wanted to do the GSF wash, you could do that. If you wanted to just rinse the car off and then throw Ceramic Effect Shampoo into a bucket and just do a hand wash like I'm doing right here, that's fine as well. The biggest thing is just making sure you get good coverage and making sure the car is not too dirty. I mean, I wouldn't use Ceramic Effect Shampoo on a muddy car. That's just not what, I wouldn't do that. But on this is perfect. So go through, apply that to the grill. And almost immediately, you can see that change in water behavior. It's kind of breaking that initial surface tension there. You start to see the separation of kind of where you've gone. And that does look and feel quite nice. This is a very, very slick soap. Probably one of the slickest feeling soaps I think I've ever felt. Not sudsy though, so let me just clarify that. This is not a sudsy, frothy, you know, shaving cream soap, but it just feels so slick. I mean, this thing is just wicked, wicked slick. So that's it. So you'd go through, wash the whole car with CES and rinse it. You're done. You've now added several months of protection. You can put this on top of coatings all day long. You can put this on top of sealants, waxes. It's an easy thing to use. I mean, it's perfect. The way we did it with GSF and then this, that's like the ideal. That's like the sweet spot because you've cleaned off all the gunk and now you're leaving behind something good. But again, this does have some light cleaning ability. So as long as it's not too hammered, it should do a decent job. But yeah, the paint the paint feels good. Like, again, it's slick, but like you feel the difference. It's immediate. Let's go ahead and rinse this off and see how it looks. Oh yeah, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's front bumper. Oh yeah, look at this. That's it. For the people at home, that was the flattest looking bumper I had ever seen. Like literally there was nothing there. Look at that. That is just some awesome, wow. and it just seems to be getting better. This is a really fast way just to do a quick coating top off. Doesn't take a lot of product, super fast, super slick, and the results are pretty, I mean, just instantaneous. And so with washing this off, I'd probably grab like an Ego blower, blow it, and then dry it and be done. Wouldn't add anything else on top of this. No drying aid needed, right? Especially if you're doing this type of wash. So what I want to do, I want to go back to that rear door, hit it with some CES, and see what happens. So let's do that. Back to the infamous door of doom. Will we get some hydrophobic behavior here? So you guys kind of saw this. It's doing something. I'm not even going to take the pressure washer out of my hand. I'm going to grab the mitt here, the CES, go over. We're going to let that sit for a second. If this does it, this is almost just as fast as doing the whole protector wax thing. I don't think people are realizing that CES exists and how fast this is. So let's go and rinse this off, see what happens. That's it, man. That stuff's legit. Protector wax, again, I like it. A lot of people love it, but have you tried CES? Bring out the SO03. Got my concoction station here. It's getting to be kind of a mess, but I have 500 milliliters of water in this. Koch Chemie SO03 calls for a 50-to-1 dilution, so that means I have about 500 milliliters of water into this, so it means I need about 10 milliliters of this into this. I'm gonna pop the top of here, take my little measuring cup. We're gonna go ahead and start pouring this in. Again, a little goes a long way. We're just gonna send it. That's barely anything. So barely anything to 500 mils of water. Pour that in. Smells good. Actually smells very good. Taking our foam can in here, throw this on. Now this door here was still a pretty flat door. There wasn't much going on around this section. The fender here may have gotten a little bit of that cross-contamination from the CES. So what we'll do is we'll hit this with SO03, then jump to the other side of the vehicle and hit that door with SO03, just so we have a nice, clean, fresh slate. But we're gonna go ahead and see if this puts on a show like CES does. So let's foam it. Ooh, good foam. I actually think this foam's like significantly better than protector wax. No sizzling effect though. I'm not hearing any sizzles, but that's just great coverage. Look at that. I mean, one bottle of SO03, I mean, that's gonna last like damn near forever. So we'll let this set up here, and while this is setting up, let's actually go to the other side really quick and knock out that door and let that soak as well. We're gonna let this soak for just a little bit and then rinse it off. Again, if you're doing this out in the direct sunlight, don't let this dry on the surface. Do a panel or two at a time. But holy crap, I got a little overspray into that hood where that CES was, and it put on just this beautiful beading show. Wow. Dude, that CES stuff is legit. All right, so we return to rinse this side off here. That foam is still sticking around. That's very impressive. I mean, that's like clung onto that panel. So let's go and rinse it from top down. So I don't know what it is about Ford Explorers, but this is still holding on to a decent amount of water. So that other side that we foamed, we're gonna let that set up for a little bit longer. We're gonna probably extend the amount of like sitting time by like another couple minutes or so, and then we'll rinse it. But it's again, it's getting rid of the water. A lot of this part is staying dry down here, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We're back to the other side. I would say we've been letting this set up for about 5, 6, 7 minutes or so. So it's been on here for a while. That foam is still holding on. It's still clinging on really well. So the dwell time's fantastic. But I just want to see if letting it dwell for longer results in better water behavior. So let's go ahead and rinse it and see what happens. We are still holding on to a little bit of water here, but for the most part, I mean, it's still doing the job. I mean, this up here is beating beautifully. So here's the next thing I want to test. I haven't deconned this door or this door at all. You guys know that. I deconned the other one where the CES actually put on a good show following the protector wax. So with contaminated paint, could I take that CES and just go over it and see if anything changes? Let's try that. CES wash mitt, go over. A lot of contamination on the door. Now we rinse. Contamination and all. That puts on a show. Needless to say, there is one star amongst these products that shines brighter than the rest, And to be honest, it was kind of unexpected going into this. So we're being completely transparent with you guys. Protector wax we've been using for quite some time here in the studio. We use it almost every single week. It's really fast, it's easy, it sounds really cool. Most of the cars we've used this on have been either coated or uncoated, and we've had some really good results with it. And then we have SO03 here, which is actually Jimmy, cameraman's, one of his favorite products, and we've used this quite a bit, right? And SO03, we've always done that here in the studio as a longer term protection product. And again, it's provided some good water behavior, a good protection, and again, you're getting the longevity out of this. But I think what surprises us the most and what most people are attracted to is purely water behavior, right? Most of the time people are looking for protection and base protection off of water behavior. So while yes, protector wax may put on a decent show, cool sizzle effect, add some water behavior, last a few months. SO3, again, a little bit of decent water behavior. It's going to last a lot longer than that. People are going based on what they see. And their first impressions is usually going to be water behavior and how tight those beads are and how easy it is to clean off. There's no denying that the water behavior of CES is the best out of all three of them. Slightly harder to apply, but still fast because it's done in a bucket wash and you're washing as you go. You're cleaning as you go as well. So quite the conundrum here. Three great products, all fast, all easy to apply, all easy to protect with. But in my opinion, if you're the everyday person, CES is probably the way to go. But if you have a foam cannon, you're looking to put on a good show and then rinse it off and be done, then these are probably the preferred products. So three awesome products. One does shine a little bit brighter than the rest, and that's okay. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to get this car cleaned up now. And as always, if you guys enjoy the TRC content, enjoy seeing these types of videos, please make sure you give us a big thumbs up, subscribe down below for more, and stay tuned for more videos right here at The Rat Company.